Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome to Train Sim World 5. Today, we're on a Class 801, we're on a 5-car 801 108 for those of you playing along at home. I think I've actually been out on this one. But we are going to quickly run through. We're going to get keyed on, get a door open, and get the train ready to go. So, we are operating this service that is 1 Bravo 80, which is King's Cross to New York Northgate. We'll be in charge of the train. There's not a door panel here. No, God, there isn't. Between here at Peterborough as far as Newark. So we are going to stand at the guards panel. Oh, this one's broken. That's fun. So I've got... That should be marked as defective. And I'm not... I'd love to know what the actual restrictions would be on us travelling with that. We'll key on at the back, which is obviously quite clear where it wants us to key on. So local door only does only open my door. And then... door release throughout releases all the doors on the train. So... Coach E, that is actually labelled correctly. No, we've not managed to reach all the doors yet. Hang on. This is Dash and Couth. So we need to check the PTI is clear, which it is. We're going to say we can see an off indicator, which means we know we're clear to dispatch the train. So what I want to do is door close. We'll actually key off here. Okay, I've got buzzer only for simplicity. And away we go. So we're going to wait for the train to clear the platform before we lock the door panel, because we may still need to signal the driver to stop the train if there's a dispatch irregularity. We've got 700 there in the platforms. I did actually have a really embarrassing moment. I'm sitting on a platform and the train departs past me. And I see the train manager sort of raise the hand and I wave back. And I realised they were raising their hand to cover their, cover their eyes from some glare. And I was like, that's so embarrassing. I can't get on a train ever again. Right. Go. Buzzer to the opposition. Door panel closed. And it doesn't want us to do anything until we leave. Grantham. So, hey guys, you're alright. Do you want a hand? No. I'm not saying guards do this, but the game's physically not letting me go and check tickets, so go figure. This is Peterborough, well, this is basically the DB depot at Peterborough. And then you do occasionally, I suppose, get intermodal stuff laid up in there. This siding's now fenced off. And what I tend to see in there at the moment are the London Underground barrier wagons. So the new underground stock, the barrier wagons for that, are dumped in there at the moment. And you see them sometimes at West Yard as well, because I think it's a GBRF holding pen. And then that's where you see some 700s. So you see 700s up there. That is just overgrown now. And then this is GB headquarters, GBRF headquarters, which is surprisingly badly implemented. Yeah, next station stop is Grantham. Looking at the TMS. Let's actually have a look at the TMS, see what we can manipulate. Oh, that works. So, I should actually have, if I have a seat, I've got the plugin downloaded for the Azuma announcements. So just for your guys' entertainment, I will give myself some PTSD here. If I can find where I've shoved it. No, I can't. Sorry about that. Actually, hang on.
Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Newark Northgate. We will call at Grantham and Newark Northgate. The next station will be Grantham.
CCTV is in operation on this service for your safety and security. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our onboard team or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sorted.
And that announcement from railannouncements.co.uk.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our onboard team or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sorted.
So you do normally, there are some other announcements which I've seen but aren't available as part of this pack, which is fine, I guess. I should cobble some stuff together actually for some of my scenarios. I generally like the announcements, it's a bit much for me. Because one of the things I know is it's a fun feature to add, but at least in 800 stock, you generally can't hear the announcement when you're in the cab. So the way the PA system works. P.S. This is from my time as a safety critical member of staff on 80X series units. At least as the way it works on our fleet. Caveat that, because there are differences between fleets. Is if you short press the PA, that just gives you the PA throughout the train, but it doesn't play through the speaker in the driving cabs. If you long press, it then beep at you, which is the emergency setting that they've got, and that then plays at a louder volume throughout the entire train, including the driving cabs. So you do hear auto announcers in the cab, but it's really muffled. So it'll be sort of. Yes, it's part of the experience, but it's just, to me at least, it's not worth the faff. But because we're the guard, we will trigger in the announcement because we can, basically. Double arm pulled off to a green, flashing green, so, pulled off to a red, there you go. So, Class 801 FAM, I guess. Door panel, downlighter. We're not using the door panel in here today. We're using it on the coach. You also got your fuse box, which you wouldn't touch any of this basically without Hitachi TRIs telling you to. You've got these here. These press. You press that and it comes out. You've got a coat peg. This in here. This is the mom's cupboard, so that contains the a tail lamp. Sorry, and it's just empty basically. And the lamp iron for it, which attaches to the outside of the train. You've then in here you've got a first aid kit, AFFF. I'm going to say AFFF, extinguisher, and mom's box. That is the emergency equipment. So that's your temple sticks, detonators, flags, and track circuit operating clips. It's fun that I can remember this. Note as well you've got the cab light switch there, so you can open the cab door, reach in from the outside, turn the cab light on. Also, you've got your lock here, so that's how you lock the door. You actually turn that before you leave the cab. It sets the lock, then you lock it and it locks behind you, which is quite fun. Working our way around. We can't really look at much of this at the moment because I can't sit in the chair. But you've got your tail lamp switch, that's set to tail lamp. You'd actually, even if that was in the off position, you'd still keep the tail lamp burning. So it's, I believe actually they will just leave it in the dimmed position for day, because that would still leave, because the cab's not set up, it would still leave the headlight set correctly. We've got hazard warning lights, DSD pedal up and down, so that gives you the ability to control the height of that pedal there. You've also got obviously the chair, which moves up and down, back and forward, left, up, down, back and forward, yeah. A-track control, so you do that, that, and that, and then you hit within about a second, and cold air comes blasting out of that. Cab light, down light there, so that's your, on your dash. Reading light, desk illumination. Camera, screen, so you can look at both the external and internal cameras on there. Not simulated door controls, which we're not bothering about today. Driver stuff. I'm looking at main. I suppose one would is actually mainly the guard stuff. So you've then got your TMS, which we've looked at. There's not masses submitted on here, to be fair. Just waiting until Grantham. So it does give some information, to be fair, which is quite good. I'm not 100% on that. You can also switch pans. So it is actually just touch sensitive like that. We'll cancel it and back out because we're not the driver. Dual mode, saloon. Yeah. So you got some functionality there. It'd be interesting to see if we can actually swing from back pan to front pan. Home, and that just gives us Grantham. You can also turn it off. It's got the head code imported wrong, so this would actually have the head code information in there. So it would basically tell you on here, obviously, where you're going, your last stop, your next stop, and if you're before or like in front or ahead or behind the time, hit your head code, and also that's a speed repeater, and obviously the time, and that's a reminder of how long you are and where you're next stopping. So this is probably why we haven't got guard mode in this yet. I'll be right back. Folks, really quick, back to Traction Fam on the Azuma. Hopefully I won't get ejected out the train this time. This is... these seats, gloriously comfortable. This door here, I actually think it opens to this... Yeah, it does open to this side, I'm not 99% sure. And I honestly, until I saw them in Train Sim, I didn't realise this was a door. It's like grill and grill, but it's literally they're never opened. That's your that's your coat cupboard. So it's literally just a cupboard, coat pegs. One of these is for, I think that one's first aid now. The character in this is really tall, because I'm like peeking up to look into this one. And then you get usually like water and stuff. You should get a tray of crisps in that. You've got 3 fridges for food. You've got your fridge control panel here as well, usually, like you do. Plate warmer, hob, grill, microwave, chef's drawers, bin, chef's drawer, which is basically, it's never been used for rubbish, it's just where the chef stuff goes. That's an open panel where you get the fire extinguisher and some of the cleaning supplies stored like in 2 separate compartments. 3 fridges for drinks, 2 ovens. That's the oven I cook in, that's the oven I use for my hot hold. Bin. That's all. This is fairly accurate down here. Yeah, so this was then eventually over here. Oh, you've also got a fire blanket up there. And then it got moved up in there, I think. Or was it up there? I'm not 100% actually. In my time, they've never been down there, so I don't know. We've got, obviously, your hand towels. Like I said before, boiler. That is not as deep, that's very shallow. So I actually always wedge this full of coffee sachets for the percolators and tea bags for the boilers. So the tea bags are in a bag at this end, and then I've got my percolator bags next to it, which then gives me a tray from here where you've got 3 more cart storages. And you get 2 cart storages here, which is your ready service carts, or your service carts. This is another sort of storage cupboard. This is thinner though. Yeah, there's a panelled bit and there's a thin bit from memory. And that has all your menus in basically, and your crew cups. As I sit there in E. Like I say, I would be going and doing my job, but I can't. We'll be back in a mo.
We will shortly be arriving at Grantham. Change here for trains to Skegness. If you're leaving us here, please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you.
I've had a thought actually, a bit more Traction Fam for you whilst we're here.
Thank you for travelling with LNER.
So these things here are your passenger alarm units. That hole is way too big, that's for a T key. So you press that pings the driver and you fix the driver. What these are call for aids. So you don't actually, this doesn't, well, it pings an alarm throughout the train, so it will say like call for aid activated, and you get an alarm for the train crew. But basically, this is under here. You raise that cover when a wheelchair user's in the space, and put it back there when they leave. And it's like if they need urgent assistance, they press that. Lastly, bin. You can lock the bin with that slot there. And J1 cupboard, which contains your coupler, ramps, door nets. J3 cupboard, which contains your basically emergency equipment. I injured myself on one of those as well, and it is quite a nasty scar. Looking at it, I did it like 2-3 months ago, and it's still a red mark on my arm. It is deeply unpleasant. Now, part of the safety critical stuff we're doing is when you are dispatching, you can't wear a hood because you basically need to be able to hear people shouting at you. So someone's shouting, "Stop that train, it's on fire!" Yeah. I do actually carry a brolly for the benefit of our trade managers, but yeah. One little thing actually I noticed here, which would add to my immersion massively. See this light here? If this reflected in the windows, that'd be brilliant. That's how you know someone's in an 800. That's shut on a timer it doesn't read after re. Not even getting. You can understand why this isn't a feature yet. Also,
We are now at Grantham.
apparently if I
Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Newark Northgate. We will call at Newark Northgate only. The next station will be Newark Northgate.
CCTV is in operation on this service for your safety and security. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our onboard team or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sorted.
run back and grab a screenshot before we lock the doors and depart. We arrived pretty early. I'm getting back on the unit. But what I can do is just use photo mode. Really pretty one. I'm basically trying to get at the reflection of the headlights in there. I was trying to go for, like, you know, those images you get where it's the reflection in the puddle. Trying to do that. Got a couple of peeps on 2, and then a couple more as we go down the back. If it's 3 or 4 in each coach, I can tolerate that for ticket checks. Obviously, Grantham, I don't believe it has turnstiles. I'm like 40% sure it does, actually. And again, we can't see the departure signal at this station. Neither can the driver, though, so we'd be looking for an off indicator. And I've got a minute here, so I'm going to leave myself keyed on. I'll probably actually key off and head down, but... Yeah, see, the driver gets a banner repeater, we don't. But to see that banner repeater, we'd need to be like, if we're self-dispatching. Yeah, we need to... And you could, I suppose, dispatch from this door here. But this one doesn't have a door panel. This one works. No. See along? Not really. That's closed. We'll use our existing one and pretend we're getting station staff dispatching us. So the fact that the local door doesn't stay open and all the doors close is quite difficult for the standard dispatch process. Actually, what we could do is do the Lumo dispatch process. So at a minute to go, which is what we're at now, we'd step back on and we'd key off and we'd stand here and basically monitor the platform train interface. So it'd stand like this position. Like if you lean back, you're clear of the door, but you can just see down the side of the train quite nicely. And then 15 seconds to go. Get the door closed. So you've keyed off. Give a buzz, but well, I'm sorry, I give a buzz. But effectively, wouldn't give that if I was on Lumo. 23 tickets to check in not long at all, and it's the 3rd of May. I'd leave my key in the slot if I was on Lumo, so just put buzzer only. I don't care. Right, that's
Hello,
job.
and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Newark Northgate. We will call at Newark Northgate only.
Aside from the fact that obviously they don't have first class returns, these are all valid tickets.
The next station will be Newark Northgate.
CCTV is in operation on this service for your safety and security. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our onboard team or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sorted.
Well, I'm stuck here now. So yeah, I can't do anything. Well, folks, that's guard mode. So obviously the mod, it's a mod for the 800. It's pretty good, to be honest. And for the fact that it's a mod of a feature, you can tell obviously why DTG haven't implemented this yet on the default version of this. It's a shame that it's problematic like this, but it is pretty good fun, and it gives you a bit of something different to experience, really. And overall, I think it's a great feature, but it just needs work. Thanks for watching today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to see more from me on a regular basis. And remember, folks,
if you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our onboard team or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sort it.